Chosen one. You are not here by accident. The Spirit of God has drawn you into this moment by divine appointment, at a time when heaven is shifting, aligning, and preparing to release what has been held in reserve for you. Anointed one, you are standing at the very edge of a supernatural financial breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer that has been in motion long before you even realized it. The timing is perfect, the atmosphere is charged, and heaven has marked this moment as the unveiling of something extraordinary over your life. Chosen one, before your eyes opened this morning, heaven whispered your name. Before your hands clicked on this video, God positioned you to receive what only the aligned, the obedient, and the spiritually awakened can carry. This is not coincidence. This is divine orchestration. The Lord is shifting you from delay into release, from waiting into receiving, from preparation into manifestation. Just as Isaiah declared, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." So now heaven moves on your behalf with precision and power. Anointed one, open your spirit, lean in. Something sacred is unfolding. What you are about to hear is not just a message, it is a prophetic impartation prepared specifically for you. Chosen one, lean in and listen with your spirit, because in this very moment you are not simply watching a video, you are stepping into a divine appointment orchestrated long before you arrived here. Nothing about this is accidental. Every delay, every closed door, every silent season that felt confusing or frustrating was part of a sacred design meant to position you exactly where heaven needs you to be. Anointed one, you can feel it, can't you? That stirring deep inside, that inner pull, that quiet awakening that tells you something greater is unfolding. That stirring is confirmation. God is positioning you for a divine miracle. You've walked through pressure that others never saw. You've endured battles that would have broken someone with less spiritual resilience. You've carried seasons of silence so long you wondered if heaven still remembered your name. But chosen one, the silence was not abandonment, it was preparation. Heaven never delays without reason. Heaven delays to develop you, strengthen you, refine you, and align you. And whether you see it or not, that process has been active in your life. I can say this boldly because I have lived it. There were moments when doors I believed were mine slammed shut without warning. Opportunities I prayed for dissolved overnight. People I trusted walked away without explanation. Plans I carefully built collapsed with no chance to recover them. In those moments, I felt rejected, overlooked, and even punished. But later, when God revealed the full picture, I realized every closed door was actually protection. Every loss was divine redirection. Every disappointment was heaven, shifting me away from what would have harmed me and toward what would elevate me. And chosen one, the same truth is at work in your life right now. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. And positioning rarely feels like blessing. Sometimes it feels like loneliness. Sometimes it feels like uncertainty. Sometimes it forces you to walk away from people, places, and patterns that no longer match the future God is calling you into. But even when it feels uncomfortable, heaven is quietly reordering things on your behalf, arranging connections, preparing resources, aligning timelines, and shaping you into the version of yourself that can handle what's coming next. Chosen one, the pressure you've been feeling lately is not a sign that you're failing. It is a sign that something is about to break open. Pressure always intensifies right before breakthrough. Darkness always resists right before light takes over. The enemy always fights hardest when heaven is closest to releasing what was promised. and your spirit feels it. That restlessness, that urge to clean your environment, reset your mind, reevaluate your relationships, release old habits, and step into new territory. That is not coincidence. That is spiritual contraction. That is heaven expanding your capacity. That is God preparing space for the miracle about to be placed into your hands. Anointed one, hear this clearly. Your miracle is not random, it is strategic. It is connected to divine timing, financial alignment, spiritual elevation, and supernatural acceleration. You are entering a moment where favor, clarity, and provision meet. A moment where what was delayed suddenly becomes undeniable. A moment where the version of you that survived finally becomes the version of you that receives. Chosen one. This is only the beginning of what God is releasing into your life. Chosen one. As we step deeper into this message, I need you to understand something that will shift the way you interpret everything happening around you. Divine positioning is spiritual architecture. Heaven has been building around you, beneath you, and within you. And even when you felt nothing was moving, everything was actually being aligned with precision. Anointed one, the miracle you are approaching is not a random blessing. It is the culmination of every hidden battle, every silent prayer, every moment you refused to give up, even when surrender seemed easier. What you are stepping into now required every tear, every delay, every closed door. Nothing was wasted. But here is the part that many never realize. When God is positioning you for a divine miracle, He will often disturb your comfort to activate your calling. Think back to the last months or even the last year of your life. How many things shifted unexpectedly? How many relationships changed without warning? How many plans unraveled in ways you didn't anticipate? Those disruptions were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to redirect you. Divine positioning often looks like divine interruption. Heaven will shake what is unstable so that what is meant to stand can finally be established. I know this because I've seen it unfold in my own journey. There was a season where everything felt like it was falling apart. Finances tightened, relationships strained, opportunities disappeared, and doors that once seemed wide open suddenly closed. At first, I fought against it. I tried to force old paths to work, to hold on to people who no longer belonged in my next chapter, to revive seasons that God had already called finished. But the more I tried to cling to the familiar, the more things crumbled. Only later did I realize the collapse was mercy. If God had allowed those structures to stand, I would have missed the miracle that required an entirely new foundation. Chosen one, your life has felt unsettled because God has been unlocking a new level within you. And I need you to hear this. Not everyone around you is meant to walk into this next season with you. When heaven elevates you, it separates you, not out of punishment, but out of protection. Some people are assignments, not companions. Some relationships were meant only for a chapter, not the full story. Some connections helped shape you, but they were never meant to follow you into the realm of breakthrough you are stepping into. And that's why certain doors closed without your permission, because God saw what you couldn't. He saw intentions you couldn't see. He heard conversations you weren't present for. He knew what your heart couldn't yet discern. Anointed one, this next move in your life requires spiritual maturity. It requires discipline, clarity, and surrender. And that is exactly why the season you just came out of felt like a pruning. God wasn't cutting you down. He was clearing away everything that would choke the very miracle you've been praying for. You needed focus. You needed spiritual hunger. You needed emotional space. And heaven made sure you received it, even if it meant removing things you thought you needed. But now, something new is happening. You can feel it like a spiritual shift in the atmosphere. Your discernment is sharper, your intuition is louder, your dreams have been more vivid. You are seeing signs, patterns, confirmations, alignments that you can't explain with logic. That's because heaven is signaling that you are approaching a divine threshold, a moment where positioning transforms into manifestation. Chosen one, you are not waiting for the miracle anymore. The miracle is waiting for you to step into the position heaven prepared. And in the next part, we're going deeper into the spiritual signs, the internal confirmations, and the external shifts that prove your breakthrough is closer than you've ever imagined. Chosen one, as we step into this next part of the message, I want you to prepare your spirit, because what I'm about to reveal will help you recognize the signs that heaven has already begun moving on your behalf. So many anointed people miss their moment, not because God didn't speak, but because they didn't recognize the language of divine positioning. Heaven rarely announces breakthrough with trumpets. Instead, it speaks through patterns, shifts, and spiritual signals that only an awakened spirit can perceive. Anointed one. The first sign that God is positioning you for a divine miracle is the intensification of pressure. This is the sign most people misinterpret. When life suddenly becomes heavier, when you feel spiritually stretched, when resistance appears out of nowhere, you may assume something is wrong. But pressure is not punishment. Pressure is the final push before breakthrough. A seed feels the greatest resistance just before it breaks through the soil. A mother experiences the strongest contractions right before birth. And in the same way, your spirit has been feeling the intensity because something powerful is about to emerge. The second sign is spiritual awakening. You've noticed your discernment becoming sharper. You're sensing things you used to overlook. You're becoming more sensitive to energy, environments, and intentions. This isn't paranoia, it's spiritual maturity. Heaven has been opening your eyes so you can identify what belongs to your future and what must remain in your past. You've been feeling nudges, hearing subtle whispers, experiencing internal confirmations that don't make sense logically but feel true on a soul-deep level. This is heaven tuning your spirit to the frequency of your miracle. The third sign is divine disconnection. Recently, certain friendships faded, certain relationships cracked, certain people pulled away, situations shifted in ways you didn't expect. And yes, some of it hurt. But chosen one, disconnection is often protection. God removes what would sabotage your next level. He separates you from voices that would interfere with His instructions. You may not have understood the separation, but your spirit did. You outgrew environments that were too small for the blessing God is sending. You outgrew conversations that no longer aligned with your destiny. Heaven has been editing your circle for your elevation. The fourth sign is unusual favor. Doors are beginning to open in places you never knocked. People are mentioning your name in rooms you've never entered. Opportunities are appearing without explanation. Provision is starting to flow in unexpected ways. Even in seasons where everything seemed still, God was moving pieces into place. And now, the evidence is surfacing. Favor is not random. It's a sign that heaven is leaning toward you. And the fifth sign, the one most people overlook, is inner readiness. Something within you has shifted. You no longer approach your future with fear. You're not second-guessing yourself the way you once did. You feel a quiet confidence rising, not the loud kind that seeks attention, but the steady kind that comes from alignment with destiny. It's the knowing that something is coming, even if you can't describe it yet. That inner readiness is heaven's confirmation that the miracle is not far away, it's near. Chosen one, I've lived these signs myself. I've walked through seasons where everything inside me felt unsettled, only to realize later that the discomfort was divine restructuring. I've felt the pressure and thought I was failing, until breakthrough unfolded. I've lost relationships that once felt essential, only to see God replace them with something far more aligned. And every time, the signs were there, long before the miracle manifested. Anointed one, you are living these signs right now. Heaven is aligning you for something extraordinary, something you've prayed for, but also something you've grown into. What's coming is not just a blessing, it is a divine shift. Chosen one, now that you understand the signs of divine positioning, we must go deeper into something equally important: the responsibility that comes with the miracle. Many people pray for breakthrough, but very few prepare their spirit, their lifestyle, and their environment to sustain what God releases. A miracle is not just a moment, it is a mantle. And heaven will only place a mantle on someone who is ready to carry it. Anointed one, what God is preparing to release into your life requires stability, maturity, and spiritual order. This is why the season behind you felt like pruning, refining, stretching, and rearranging. Heaven was preparing you, not merely to receive, but to steward. The first responsibility in sustaining a divine miracle is alignment. Heavenly positioning does not work if your actions contradict your spiritual direction. This means your habits, your decisions, your relationships, your time, and your emotional space must reflect where God is taking you, not where you have been. If God is elevating you, you cannot continue watering old versions of yourself. If God is sending new opportunities, you cannot stay attached to environments that limit your capacity. Alignment is not about perfection, it's about agreement. Your life must say yes to what your spirit already knows. The second responsibility is spiritual clarity. When you are stepping into a major blessing, distractions increase. Not all distractions look negative. Some come disguised as opportunities, connections, or obligations that dilute your focus. Anointed one, clarity is your spiritual currency in this season. Without clarity, you will end up investing energy into things that look good, but are not God. You must learn to pause, discern, and listen before moving. The miracle you are stepping into requires a refined instinct, the ability to recognize what is yours and what is not. The third responsibility is obedience. Not the heavy, fearful obedience that religion teaches, but the sacred obedience that comes from trust. There will be moments where God asks you to let go of something that seems useful, or step into something you feel unprepared for. There will be moments where you must close doors that are familiar in order to step into doors that are unfamiliar but ordained. Obedience is not always convenient, but it is always necessary. Every major shift in Scripture was activated through obedience. Every divine elevation in your life will require the same. The fourth responsibility is emotional purification. You cannot carry a miracle while carrying resentment. You cannot hold abundance while holding bitterness. You cannot step into a new season while dragging old wounds. Forgiveness is not just an act of love, it is an act of spiritual liberation. You don't forgive because they deserve it. You forgive because your destiny requires it. Your miracle cannot flourish in the soil of a heavy heart. Emotional release creates spiritual capacity. And the fifth responsibility is expectation. Not the shallow expectation that simply hopes things get better, but the deep, anchored expectation that knows heaven is already moving. Expectation is spiritual posture. It is the way your heart stands before God, open, ready, confident. Expectation attracts what doubt repels. When you believe, you magnetize what aligns with your belief. When you doubt, you delay what heaven already approved. Anointed one, your expectation shapes your experience. I've seen this in my journey many times. When I held on to fear, opportunities slipped through my fingers. But when I aligned my heart with confidence and expectation, even before I saw evidence, doors opened in ways that defied logic. Heaven responds to faith that moves, speaks, acts, and prepares. Chosen one. This is why God has been preparing you so intensely, because what's coming is not a small blessing. It's a divine elevation, a supernatural promotion, a shift that will touch more than just your finances. It will touch your identity, your calling, your influence, your future legacy. Chosen one. Now that your spirit has been awakened and your understanding has been expanded, it is time to step into the most sacred part of this journey, the activation of your divine miracle. Everything you have heard so far has been preparing the soil of your heart, aligning your mind, and awakening your discernment. But the moment you are stepping into now is different. This is not just revelation, this is initiation. Heaven moves when you move. Breakthrough accelerates when your faith comes into agreement with what God has already spoken over your life. Anointed one, this final part is the spiritual bridge between positioning and manifestation, between promise and fulfillment, between believing and receiving. To activate a miracle, your words, your posture, and your expectation must come into harmony. Words are not noise, they are seeds. They shape atmosphere. They establish alignment in the unseen realm long before the visible world catches up. I have lived through seasons where nothing shifted until my language shifted. When I spoke from fear, I attracted delay and confusion. But when I began to speak from faith, even trembling faith, doors opened that had been locked for years. Opportunities that once seemed unreachable suddenly moved toward me. That is why, chosen one, your voice is essential in this moment. Not because God needs it to act, but because your spirit needs it to agree. Anointed one, before we declare anything, I want you to take a deep breath and become aware of the atmosphere around you. Something holy is forming. A sense of clarity, a sense of readiness, a sense of spiritual authority is rising within you. You are not the same person who began listening to this message. Your spirit has shifted. Your capacity has expanded. Your posture has changed. Now you stand not as someone waiting for a miracle, but as someone stepping into it. Now, let these words flow through you, not as repetition, but as revelation. I step into alignment with the miracle assigned to my name. Feel the weight of that. Alignment is agreement, and agreement is power. Next, declare with authority. I release every fear, limitation, and doubt that has attempted to block my elevation. You cannot rise while carrying what was meant to stay behind. Heaven cannot fill hands still clenched around old wounds. Then, speak this with unwavering faith. I am prepared, positioned, and ready to receive what heaven has set in motion. The shift that is happening is not coming, it is here. Chosen one, as these words leave your lips, something in the atmosphere begins to respond. Resistance weakens, confusion dissolves, clarity sharpens, and the path before you becomes illuminated. You are not begging for a breakthrough. You are stepping into one that has been waiting for your readiness. Heaven has already moved. Now you are moving with it. This is where expectation becomes your spiritual engine. Expectation is not naive hope. It is the confident awareness that what God promised is unfolding. Expectation bends circumstances. Expectation calls in opportunities. Expectation prepares your environment for what your spirit already knows is coming. Anointed one, guard your expectation fiercely. Feed it. Speak into it. Act according to it. Your expectation is the magnet that pulls the miracle from the unseen into the seen. And now, let this final truth settle into your heart. You are ready. Every moment you thought was wasted has positioned you. Every battle you survived has strengthened you. Every unanswered question has refined you. And every shift in your spirit has aligned you. You stand at the edge of manifestation, and heaven is already releasing what has been reserved for you. Chosen one, step boldly. Walk with authority. Move with confidence. Your divine miracle is not ahead of you. It is unfolding right now. Chosen one, as we come to the close of this message, I want you to breathe in the truth that heaven has already begun to move for you. Anointed one, you are not stepping out of this video the same way you entered. A divine alignment has taken place. A supernatural transfer has been set in motion. You are standing in your Kairos moment, your appointed time, your ordained season, the very intersection where preparation meets manifestation. Chosen one, the positioning is complete. The atmosphere around your life is shifting. What was held back is being released. What was delayed is accelerating. What once felt out of reach is now moving into your hands with grace, precision, and divine timing. You are walking forward with a restored spirit, a refined heart, and a renewed confidence that can only come from God. As you leave this moment, carry this truth with you. Heaven is not just watching. Heaven is working. Doors are opening. Favor is locating you. Provision is aligning itself with your purpose. And the miracle God has prepared is unfolding even now. Anointed one, remain faithful. Stay aligned. Guard your spirit. Expect acceleration. Walk with gratitude, knowing your life is being lifted into a new dimension of purpose and breakthrough. If this word resonated in your spirit, type, "I receive my divine miracle" in the comments. And if you feel led, share this message so another chosen one can step into their moment of awakening. Walk boldly, speak life, and remember, God has positioned you, and your miracle is already in motion.